Administrative reform initiated by Tun Dr. Mahathir.
Hi, my name is FARHANA BINTI SAUFFIE, and I will brief about introduction of administrative reforms initiated by Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad. Since Dr. Mahathir Mohamad became Prime Minister in 1981, numerous administrative reforms has been implemented in the public administration system. Reforms were implemented primarily to enhance the efficiency, image, and quality of government administration, including local government. It also assists in altering the attitude of government employees, which is the most encouraging result of the reform. Malaysia can now boast an administrative system comparable to those of other developed and developing nations. Some developing nations have adopted the administrative structure of Malaysia. At the level of local government, however, administrative system reform receives less attention. Realizing the situation, research was conducted on the administrative reform of the local government administration in Malaysia to obtain the opinions and evaluation of senior officers regarding the effectiveness of the introduction reforms. The focus of the study was on the perception of the efficacy of various reform initiatives.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is NURAIN MAIRA binti Muhammad SUFIAN, and I will present about background of Tun Dr. Mahathir. First and foremost, Tun's full name is Mahathir bin Mohamad, also known as Tun Dr. Mahathir for Malaysian citizen. He was born on 10 of July 1925 and he is from Alustar, Kedah. Then he was studied at Sultan Abdul Hamid College and the University of Malaya in Singapore, which he studied medicine at there. Then, after finishing his study, he worked as a government medical officer until the year of 1957 and then decided to enter private practice. Tun Dr. Mahathir was first elected to Parliament in 1964 as a member of the United Malay National Organization, also known as UMNO, which is at that time UMNO was a dominant party within the ruling governmental coalition. Later, after Tun Hussein resigned as Prime Minister in 1981, he was sworn in and later became the Prime Minister of Malaysia. Tun Dr. Mahathir's long Prime Ministry provided the political stability needed for economic growth. Under Tun leadership, Malaysia prospered economically with a growing manufacturing sector and expanding middle class, also rising literacy rates and increased life expectancy. Later in 2016, he quit UMNO and at the same year the Malaysian United Indigenous Party, also known as Bersatu, was officially registered as a political party with he is as a chairman. Tun decided to join Pakatan Harapan opposition coalition as the candidate for Prime Minister in 2018 general election, which he won. Then, after winning the general election, he became the 7th Prime Minister of Malaysia. Overall, Tun Mahathir is a good figure for our country, as during his leadership, there were a lot of benefits that he brings to our country. So, that's all from me. Thank you.
Malaysian public sector reform occurs on a regular basis in response to changing requirements and trends. However, significant improvement in Malaysian public service have only occurred since Tun Dr. Mahathir became Prime Minister of Malaysia. The world changed dramatically when he became Malaysia's 4th Prime Minister. One of the reformations is system updates and improvement in working procedures are aimed to provide clients with more efficient and high-quality services. The program includes the reform of the payroll and services system, the improvement of the financial and budget management system, the supply of quality counter services, and the construction of a charter consumers. For the first program, which is payroll and service system, changes in Malaysian civil official salaries and services have been enacted with the introduction of the new pay system or SSB, which was presented to civil servants on January 1, 1992 to replace the Committee's Remuneration System Cabinet JKK. The goal of the SSB was to enable the public sector to grow in pace with the country's fast development. The purpose of establishing SSB is to make civil workers more responsive and always ready in facing the current developments and the difficulties, as well as to attract and maintain high energy effective members. Next, the second program is the improvement of the financial and budget management system. Financial management system and budget financial management accountability create with the goal to achieve a method of control that is effective to ensure that public financial management is made in accordance with law and relevant regulations. In addition, it also aims to provide a system effective for public officials to perform that responsibility have been entrusted. Other program is Quality Counter Service Program. Actually, this program is a service that can satisfy such customers. Fast service, no errors, easily obtained, and friendly and cautious service. In order to achieve that service as such, some emphasis has been given to improve the quality of service of government counters, that is, to improve the physical condition counter like design and counter layout, waiting area, directional signs, cleanliness, and counter decoration, as well display the latest information and the service provided. Last but not least, the other program is the construction of a charter consumers. The Client's Charter has introduced by Tun Dr. Mahathir during the book launch ceremony berurusan dengan perkhidmatan awam on June 2, 1993 to entire service organisation public. The Customer Charter is a written agreement document which is a reference sources to departments and customer. Every government organisation needs to distribute Client Charter widely to customers, knowing the promises that already be set. Other than that, customers can also take action, respond to that service given.
Next, I will brief about changing the attitude of civil servants. During the process of administrative reforms of the local government, the government placed a strong emphasis on improving the attitude of government servants as another aspect of the reform. This is the center of attention or the effort being put forth to bring about changes in the civil service. As a result, the concept of a government that is clean, efficient, and trustworthy was introduced to instill ethics and good moral value among those working in the public sector, particularly at the local government level. They must display and uphold positive moral value in their daily life and have an optimistic outlook. To improve efficiency among civil servants, one of the behavioral aspects of the reform that has been implemented by the Mahathir administration is the modification of the mentality of civil servants. The finding of the study provide a summary of effectiveness of behavioral technique in increasing efficiency in the public service. A total of approximately 79% of civil servants believe that the concept of clean, efficient, and trustworthy is an effective concept to bring about a change in attitude amongst other civil servants. It is widely acknowledged that its idea constitutes a significant component of the Mahathir administration's overall reforms agenda. In effect, the slogan is the most significant moral component that needs to be cultivated among public servants.
Assalamualaikum. My name is SITI FATIHAH. Here I will present about the privatization policy. One of the reasons for the adoption of the privatization policy in March 1983 was the weak economic climate. The term privatization describes the conversion of government-owned businesses and institutions. The goal of this program, which is intriguing but less practical, is to make businesses and government organizations more efficient in order to promote healthy competition in the private sector, which will eventually spur economic growth. This move is being taken to release market power. Major utility requirements, including transportation, water supply, energy, telecommunication, and others, are met by the majority of the agencies participating in this. Dr. Mahathir believed more in smart partnership between the government and the private sector, so the private company that take over will provide services that were previously managed by the government. This is able to create competition and increase efficiency to overcome existing weaknesses. The program has contributed a lot of revenue to the government due to tax collection. Every profitable private company is required to pay a tax of 40 till 50% of its total profits. This is better than the government owning businesses and enterprises that are loss-making and burdensome. This means that the government does not lose revenue despite the transfer of business as a result of the privatization process. Furthermore, this measure will enable a nation to automatically operate and manage new technology in certain fields in line with increasing efficiency and productivity. Next, the privatization process has shown increased efficiency and productivity in its field. Example of the establishment of TV3 have encouraged competition in television broadcasting programs. In addition, Telecom Malaysia has introduced several new services and enhanced existing services such as telephone network and internet.
My name is RASMALINA and I will explain about administrative reform by Tun Dr. Mahathir. One of Tun Dr. Mahathir administrative reform is to improve the service to the public. With this change, the government will be able to better serve the public for their convenience. Tun Dr. Mahathir administration highlight the necessity for public-facing departments to raise the standard of their service in order to enhance the public's perceptions of the government. One of the steps that has been made by Tun Dr. Mahathir was improving the counter service. The one-stop counter service has been introduced in 1982 and focuses on payment of various license fee and utility bills so that the public can pay it at one center. There were at least 140 service centers around the nation in 1990. On March 24, 1984, the one-step license center opened its doors. Since then, the authorities concerned have been obligated to speed up the application process, reduce the time it takes to process or approve license and permits, and enhance the application form type. Another reform initiative that focuses on enhancing public service is the Giro system. Its goal is to make it possible for the general public to pay their utility bills, such as those for water, power, telephone, insurance, and income tax without standing in line. This solution is anticipated to quickly alter revenue collecting and invoicing process and significantly boost staff productivity. In his speech at the Daya Bumi Building's inaugural ceremonies in 1984, Dr. Mahathir suggests that the Giro system might be implemented. As a result, the Klang Valley region's national Giro system was introduced on February 27, 1987. The system was made available countrywide in November 1987, with the exceptions of Sabah. Up until 1989, there were roughly 140 locations across the nation that offered the public the ability to pay their power bills via the system.
The strategy that helped Dr. Mahathir rehabilitate Malaysia after the economic crisis is crucial in transforming the nation's economic management system. The Malaysian period recovery from the economic depression was significantly impacted by Element Mahathir, who is known for his blend of power, individual authority, and consultation. The following hypothesis can be made in light of the observation made in this article. Dr. Mahathir is a significant leader who is in charge of bringing about success by introducing and putting management theory and policies into practice in the current economic and political environment to save Malaysia from a tragic crisis. That's all from us. Thank you.